Nicole White. I am the CEO and principal designer at Nicole White Designs Interiors. Born here at, I want to say Jubilee Hospital. I hope that's correct. But my mom lives here at the foot of Red Hills. I went to Andrews High. I'm an Andrews girl. So I'm in Jamaica all the time. You know, COVID notwithstanding, I would be here 2-3 times a year. So I'm very much still I'm a U.S. citizen, but I consider myself more Jamaican than anything else.
Congrats on the cover
Thank
of House
you.
Beautiful. I mean, how cool is this? And what's lovely as well, you said, is that this is the first time that they're doing this. Meet the cover designer, which is fantastic. And it says Nicole White, Sunrise, Florida, formerly an award-winning journalist.
Yes.
And now the CEO and principal of her own Florida-based firm, Nicole White Designs Interior. Jamaica-born Nicole White is constantly inspired by the lush textures and colors of the Caribbean. Her reputation as a keen problem solver and bold tastemaker.
I did not know what an interior designer was in high school or growing up, but I remember just always walking around the house, rearranging the furniture, wondering why we couldn't afford more curtains or pillows and stuff. So I remember that, and my aunt told me she used to do that all the time.
Oh.
But I thought I'd be a lawyer. I argued a lot. I was captain of the debating teams. I thought I'd go to law school, but that didn't work out. I became a journalist. I went to college in New York and thought I was going to be a lawyer. So I went to political science. And I had a teacher there who said, your writing is so riveting, you're wasting time, go become a journalist. So I transferred colleges to pursue journalism. I went to City College of New York, and I was a reporter at the Miami Herald, at the Village Voice. Like, I've done huge stories in my lifetime. So I thought I was gonna win a big Pulitzer Prize. I thought that was the journey, but I had this secret life of designing on the weekends. And eventually that just sort of took over my entire world. And journalism started becoming not as much fun as I thought it would be. Yes. Just we were churning out copy at the Herald. And I still love, I have a lot of colleagues from the Herald still, but I saw that my true passion was design. And I did not go to design school. I just had this innate talent, and that's where we are. Like, I took a huge leap of faith when I left the Herald. I had a degree, I was well paid, but my heart just said, you really, really have this thing and you should really go do that. And that's what I did, and I haven't looked back since. That's insane to me that I'm gonna have a successful business on the cover of House Beautiful.
Yes.
On talent and hard work and just believing in myself. I'm in touch with my clients. I design their homes and their lives, so I'm there with them forever. I'm not a one-shot designer, so I design their homes. When their children buy homes, they call me.
Wow.
I cut my teeth in renovation. So since I did not go to college, I apprenticed with contractors, and so I was in the trenches. I know how to cut tiles, I know how to paint an entire room or rooms, and so I enjoyed that part of the design process even more than the reveal. Because I know when I go into a property and it's horrible, I can literally see what's going to happen in my mind in 6 months when I take out this wall. And so there are designers who hate that part of the process, who shy away from job sites. I live for a job site visit. I live for the chaos and the dust and the mayhem, because I know what I'm going to bring to the table in the end. And to me, that's like the most exhilarating feeling as a designer. Like, do not be fooled now. Now I'm at a certain level in the design world. And when I pick up a broom now on a job site, like, newer guys are like, what are you doing, Nicole? You can't sweep. Yes, I can sweep. There should be no job that's beneath you as the principal of the firm. None at all. So if I need to touch up paint to close a job, take out the trash, sweep the room, vacuum the room, I will do it, and I am the boss. And if I can't do it, how can I expect you to do it for me when I ask you to, right? So it's very important to not be fooled by, I do have a makeup artist for events now. I am wearing Etal and Bridget, and I'm a big fashionista, but this is not my everyday life. And even if it is, if this were a job site right now and I needed to make it ready for the client, I will be dusting and doing everything that is needed to get the job done. Last year, when COVID hit and we all were so scared, I would not go to the job site at all because I didn't want to become infected. And that project ended horribly. That client made me hire a lawyer finally on the payroll because I'm at that level where you should have a lawyer on retainer. And so the ugliness of that experience forced me to grow. So I mentor younger designers, and I always say, there is no bad experience in this business, right? Was I upset? Was I hurt? Did I cry? I did, because I could not believe I was being attacked by these clients.
In the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of a pandemic when people were dying. Like we had trades on that project who were sick for weeks in the hospital and they had no mercy. So, you took it in stride. I could laugh at it now, but those nightmare projects force you to tighten your belt, to tighten your contracts, and to be very firm in who you are as a designer. And so I thank that client now because it made me do things I had been dragging my feet to do. It has been my dream to be in House Beautiful. I've had a lot of press because I'm a journalist and I understand how the media works. So I've had a lot of press over the years, but I had not been able to get into House Beautiful. I wanted to be in their kitchen issues. I do a lot of kitchens. And I remember last year I was like, how are we not in the kitchen issue of House Beautiful? So I was strategically like, what should I do? Who do I call? And the universe just worked it out. I was on a Zoom event with the editor who wrote this feature. And I said, hey.
Wow.
She said, let's talk after the Zoom. I said, I've never been in House Beautiful. We got to fix that. And she said, send me projects. Sure will. And so when we shot it, they closed the issue. We got the cover by the Lord because they had already put the issue to bed when they got the photo. So we know we were in the magazine.
Right.
And so I knew it was coming out and I'm excited because I'm finally in House Beautiful, but we didn't know we had the cover. But I was in Tulum, I was in Mexico, and they were all calling and emailing me and needing to talk to me. And I was like, I am on vacation. What is the crisis?
Like I'm in Tulum. Hello?
The magazine is coming out. What could be wrong? They were like, we have some last minute questions, and I thought nothing of it. I came back, the first call of the afternoon was House Beautiful. It was a Zoom call, and I got on the Zoom just innocently thinking they had some questions, and they were holding up the cover of the magazine. And I ugly cried. There's videos of me like, because who knew that was happening? Like, look at God, like from wanting to be in the issue to having the cover. And my mom had me when she was 16, and if she could have afforded it, I would not be here. So I celebrate that every year.
Yes,
her poverty made me alive because she could not. She couldn't afford it.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah, so every Mother's Day I reflect on that. Like that, my mom's poverty saved me, and look what I have done. I'm her only daughter, and here we are.